Hi, this is Lori Walmer with my Module 3 inquiry activity where we are filtering dirty water. I want to start with a confession. I was very nervous about doing this without procedures. It has been many years since I was a student in a science class, and my last memory of a lab activity included step-by-step directions. So I got started by collecting materials and creating the cups to build a filter system. I used scissors to put holes in the bottom of the clear plastic cups, but I wasn't happy because the holes were very large. I used push pins on the outside of the cup so that they could stack inside of one another. While doing that, I realized that I could use a coffee filter as a liner inside of each of the cups since the holes were too large. Next, I made some dirty water by getting some dirt from outside, putting it into an empty water bottle, adding water and shaking it up. This is the water that I used for this lab activity. Then I was setting up my lab area. I cut a paper bag to use as the covering underneath, and I was thinking about what I was trying to do. The questions were, how do I turn this dirty water into clean water, and how do these materials help me to do that? I wanted to make sure that the coffee filter wasn't doing all of the work since I was using a coffee filter at multiple levels. When I filtered the water through just a coffee filter, it was still very dirty in the end. So next I did build a tower. The order that I had was alum, sand, charcoal, and gravel, and the water was still dirty. A little cleaner than before, but not what I was looking for. Next, I added the mesh to the top, and I took out the coffee filter and put cheesecloth in with the alum, and then had the sand, charcoal, and gravel. The water was a little cleaner, so the mesh did help, but I still was not content with that result. So the next trial, I moved the gravel to be right after the alum, and in the end, my water was much cleaner. I was happy with that. I included here two other pictures. It impressed me how much the mesh did catch at the top. And after filtering this water, when it was slowing down, I took the top cup off because I thought it was interesting how the alum separated the water. There's a lighter level and then a darker layer. That led me to the question, what is this alum? So I checked a few different sites and found on Britannica.org that alum is any of a group of hydrated double salts, usually consisting of aluminum sulfate, water of hydration, and the sulfate of another element. I also found it interesting that in addition to using it as a water treatment, it is found in baking powder and deodorant. As I thought about what I would do differently next time, I would try to find a different way to put holes in the bottom of those cups. I think an X-Acto knife might work a little better. I also think that I'd find some more cheesecloth and use that in each layer instead of the coffee filters. In looking at the inquiry continuum, I believe that this is primarily a learner self-directed activity. However, in that first essential feature, I believe it's more in this area. I didn't really pose the question. I knew that I was filtering water. I believe this was more that I clarified the question. But for the other ones, I do feel it was in this right column. Finally, another confession. In the end, this was great. I enjoyed doing the lab without procedures. I could make up my own rules, and I kept asking myself questions as I went through the process. Thanks for a great activity.